Okay, so when I come back and look at specific homework and how some ideas about, progressing through the course. So um, for starters, there's two types of homework. There's reading questions, which tend to be 3 to 5 questions. They're very short. Sort of, did you understand the video or the little ebook that you can link to? So even though sometimes in the reading questions, they don't have the video in it, you have to go to the homework first. But oftentimes they're not, again, the questions are pretty short, so you could just read them off the ebook or go through the video first and then go to the reading questions. The homework itself is the computational work. I would suggest we get a spiral notebook and keep those homeworks in a dedicated notebook. I would number each section and each chapter, and then also write down the problems when you do them. It's really easy with online work to sort of think that all of the work is scratch work, and then you never have an opportunity to go back to that work. So except unless you do more work, but in math, oftentimes we can save time by not having to redo stuff, but just by going back and reviewing what we've already done. But that's going to require that you write the work down. So I would actually have 2 notebooks, spiral notebooks, one for stats, one for algebra, and I would do my homework in those. And then I might actually have another notebook for notes and stats. And then for the algebra, I would personally use the printed out lecture notes because they go along with the videos. So in the homework, if you write each problem down and then record whatever work you need to solve that problem. If you have questions or if you've tried something 2 or 3 times and you're not getting it right, you might ask a question through the forums. The forum is you're gonna post to a forum, and I'm gonna take a look at those and maybe do an example on the screen or a short video, and I can post those back to the forum. So if you have a question, you can ask it in the forum. It's good if you can sort of say why you're getting it wrong or what you were struggling with. And then I know what to focus on in my response. And then other people might also come to that same forum and they might have a similar question. So then you can kind of bounce off each other and myself to sort of see if we can figure the problems out. Again, our homework will be due on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And I want to jump to a homework real quickly. So if I want to look at a particular day, like say this Sunday, the 3rd, I'm going to jump into this reading quiz, and I can just click on the date and then scroll down. Here's skills review 3 and the 1.1 reading quiz and the 1.1 homework. So if I look at the reading quiz, it's probably pretty short. Yep, 4 or 5 questions. It says a meaningful combination of numbers, variables, and operation symbols is called a equation, expression, law, or formula. So those are my choices. I could jump to the ebook. Usually the answer is right there. An algebraic expression is any meaningful combination of numbers, variables, and operations and symbols. So that's an algebraic expression. But suppose I get it wrong. I put equation and I hit submit. Well, I get it wrong, little red X. I can try a similar question. It's actually going to be the same question here. So it's going to be a similar question when we can change the work. So I can try a similar question. It's actually an expression. Submit it. And now I'm going to get it right with a green check mark. And I can go on to the next question here, or I can just click on the next question there. When we add 2 numbers, the result is called the something, and the 2 numbers are called the something else. So the result is a sum, and the 2 numbers are called terms. And again, I'm guessing I could find that out in the video from homework 1, or I can go to this ebook and let's see where it says, oh, reading quiz 1, a meaningful combination of numbers, variables, and operations is called a blank, sum. When we add 2 numbers, the result is called a sum. We call the numbers terms. So there's that answer right there. And then probably another one is similarly down a bit further. Okay, so I'm going to jump back to homework 1.1. And a lot of the homework early on should be, well, it depends on how much background we have, but I would expect for a lot of us it to be very straightforward homework. Don't be like, oh, this is going to be like this forever. Just be like, hey, this is great. I already kind of have a handle on some of this content. I can go through it, maybe get a little bit ahead. Ideally, in the first week or 2, you're actually getting through a good chunk of the material to get ahead in both this class and the statistics class, because the material for both will get harder. But some of these things won't be reviewed. You know, this says write the following word phrase as an algebraic expression. You know, this is going to be 160% of n. Of means times, so I could write 1.6 times n, and see this little preview button? That sort of tells me whether what is going on over here looks okay. There's also this little yellow button, and these things are covered in the how do you enter stuff into XYZ homework assignment. But let's pick something wrong. Suppose I enter instead 160 times n, like that. So its syntax is okay. When I preview it, it looks fine, but when I enter it, it's going to be wrong. Okay, so it says it's wrong. I can reattempt the last question below up to 3 times. So I can try it again. I can say, okay, well, maybe it's 16 times n. And I'll try it again. Ah, and I'm wrong again. And, oh, I know, I need to do 1.6% times n. Oh, it says syntax error, do not use the percent symbol. So it doesn't want that. So let's accidentally 1.64. Syntax is okay. Of course, that's the wrong answer. It should be 1.6. So once I try the 3 times, I've gotten it wrong. I can try another similar question. 95% of g. So that's 0.95 times g. And I'm going to hit submit. And now I've gotten it right. Yay, it's right. Let me find one with multiple parts. Another thing that we can think about is if you do one problem and you only get, say, half of it right, when you try another problem, your score can't go down. So it'll always keep the higher score. I was just going to see if I can find one that has multiple parts so you could see me doing that, but let's see. These look like they all have one answer. So here's one with 2. Okay, so in this example, you know, she wrote a book. How much money was in Ever's account before the check cleared? Write an equation to solve this problem. Use X for the amount of money in her account before the check cleared. So she has X, and then she spent $24.89, and that has to equal $23.81. So that's correct. And then it says solve this for X. So I'm going to say X equals 5,000. Let's see, do we want enter an integer or decimal? I'm going to put $5,000 here. I know that's wrong. So I'm going to submit this. I got the one part right, but the second part wrong. So if I do this again, 5,001, also wrong. And 5,002, I'm not solving it, I'm just getting it wrong on purpose 3 times. And now, so I got it wrong. I got half credit. So it's yellow. I can try the next question if I want, or I can try a similar question. And whatever happens here, let's suppose I put, you know, X equals 0 for an equation, and then I put an answer of 2,000 here. I got both those parts wrong, but it saved my half point from before. So I can't do worse by trying it again. Let's suppose I'm really, really stuck. I don't understand what part B is. So I'm going to post the question to the forum. And I just send this to the forum and I say, I get part 1 right, but I'm not understanding what it wants for part 2. You know, you might say, I tried this. Whatever you tried, fill in some more blanks. Then as the instructor, I can then address where I think your problem is, and I can show you either how to solve it or give you a hint about how to solve something similar. And then anyone else who comes along can also see both your post and my solution. Their problem will be a little bit different because the numbers will change, but the problem solution will be the same. Okay, and then you come down here and you post it. You post it to the forums, and then if you go to the forums, you'll see here I've got several posts, things that I've posted already. These are not real, so I'm just going to delete them all, but they were all sample posts that I'm putting on there to sort of show examples. Okay, so what to do with homework? What I would suggest is when you go into a homework before the homework is due. So usually we want to be 2 or 3 days ahead. You'll go into that homework 1.3 and you'll spend a little bit of time watching the associated video, and they're mostly, that's an ad, sorry.